Hello, good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Fat Cats podcast. Bruno Campa is my name. Glad to be in the driver's seat this evening to take you through rugby conversations. Uh, like like we've always promised, we have to deliver. Um, Glad to be joined by uh, my fellow Fat Cat, Edwin. Hi, Edwin.
Nigovic, Nikola Jokic, everything. What's up?
Nigovic, that was a nice one. And also with me is Musa Muwonge. How are you, man?
We're still celebrating, and as you all know, as you are aware, there's a new mayor in town.
Who is in charge?
We are in charge. Any pirate you find, they are in charge.
Yeah.
It's our time to shine.
And also with me is Brian Muhumuza. How are you, Brian?
Very good, Bruno.
First time on the podcast.
Absolutely.
First time for you too.
Yeah.
I don't know why this invite took so long.
Glad to have you. You are a busy guy off rugby. Even on rugby days, you are working. So good to have you. It's the first episode post season. Man, Saturday was that day we've always wanted to reach. For people that don't follow the league, the guys were always saying it's a finale, and guys, it's a competition and there's a final. It was more like that, but a title decider. Cobs hosting the Pirates, the Stanbic Black Pirates at Legends Grounds. Oh God, what a game! But we will talk about that and much more, and the season in its own being as a season. And I'll not go very far. I'll start with you, Musa, champion. After comeback, a weird comeback. Let me tell you guys about Musa's comeback. So, in the sevens, Musa had been lost for a while, work, up country. So he started appearing in the sevens, and we're asking, "Hey, Musa, what's up? How is you and rugby?" And he was always, "I'm coming back." Then the transfer season started. Musa played a game for Chambok. He played 5 minutes for Chambok Rugby Club. That. Then later, I found him somewhere, and they were saying he's going to Cobs.
Yeah, that jazz was there.
Hey, I'm finalizing my transfer to Cobs. Then towards the start of the season, I meet him at KPA training. That's how weird this comeback.
Confusing the enemy.
So, Musa, you played some games, both as a starter and also off the bench. Clutch player in some game. I think it was a game against Rhinos at Kings Park. You came on from the bench. It was fantastic. Tell us, how was the rugby season?
Before you go into the season, I want you to take back your words.
Just extend a bit here.
I want you to take back your words.
Hey.
I was in Chambogo. I was with Chambogo, not as a player, on a different role. But the one time we lacked players, this is Uganda, I had to chip in. So it wasn't even 10 minutes, but oh well. I had to take the blow.
We saw you on the team sheet, so we believe you.
Enforcer number one.
Then about Cobs, yes. This whole year I had a lot of free time, so I wanted to come back and get fit. I play the sport I love, and convenience. Looking at where I stay and Legends, it was a better option.
Okay.
But then family is family, man. Even if you go to America, Bulaya, come back home.
Okay. That's what it was.
You come back home, and I came with all the luck. My most important thing. Can you come down?
Go.
Anyway, the main reason I came back was to influence and show the young boys how to win. And you find that I wasn't even hurt if I'm not starting, but as long as the coach put out the best team,
Yeah.
and the boys knew what it takes to win, and to me, succeeded. All my enemies, I'm in charge, man.
And that was the season in general.
The season, throughout the season, it was tight.
Right.
It was very hard considering the distance between KP and most of our workplaces. It was hard. But I kept reminding my guys that in this new Dodoma era, I called it Dodoma era, and I took them back with a story that Coach Marvin shared with me. And since we all watch soccer, he told me that since you've come back, I want you to focus on the history of Spain winning the World Cup. Spain won the World Cup without getting a clear win in 2010. They fumbled, even in the finals of the World Cup, they had to win through the extra time. So he told me that, yes, we may not get the bonus points, but we have to stay on the mission. So as a club and as a team, we focused on Mission Kawombi. Right now, as you can see,
Champion.
You're in charge.
We are in charge. What can I say, man?
We did some shows whenever he says we're in charge, you drink.
No, that will be on Saturday. We'll do that on Saturday.
No alcohol for me, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
My Hajjats will not be happy with you people.
Brian, I understand it's hard for you to miss a rugby game because of the duty you have to execute at some rugby games. And so I would say you had the chance to okay, like me, a pirate, I might be able to watch only 2 games of a rival club, let's say Corps, because the other games I'm watching Pirates. But for you because of your duty as an MC and commentator, you get to watch different clubs play.
Oh yes.
How was the 2023 season in a nutshell?
Very exciting. Very exciting. Closer than I think the other seasons we've had.
Okay.
Started off, of course, the best way possible with a big game, Pirates Heathens, and because of the nature that Heathens won the title the other season, the contenders came back with a lot of energy. I remember I was somewhere over Christmas with Ivan Magomu, and you would expect, in such a season for someone's thoughts to be on resting, chilling, but Ivan's mind was already on the opening fixture of the season.
Right.
Yeah, he was telling us with a couple of other guys how he was wishing for that day to be perfect, from the weather, from the refs, from the crowd. I mean, many of us who have interacted with him and been around him, we're not even surprised why, he guided Pirates to the title. So if someone is in Christmas season but already thinking about the opening fixture, I mean, it just shows you how someone is motivated. So the season was very good, closed off, of course, in dramatic fashion. Title decider in a league against 2 clubs who hadn't won the title before. It was a very good season. Other fixtures, of course, was very interesting. The fixture that Buffalo's almost beat Heathens when they sneaked in a last try, then won it by 1 point.
Was
fixture,
it a penalty try?
Oh God, no, it wasn't. It was a legitimate try. Then the fixture in Ginger where Waluku were beat Impis hands down.
Oh yeah, that fixture.
Oh yes. Then you go to Impis, the season they had, not the way they started
their
it.
beaten run.
Yes,
That was some top
their
level
away win in
arrogance, yeah.
Hippos. The season was very good.
Yeah.
The margin between the top clubs and the lesser clubs is getting smaller. They are not coming on match day and swallowing 100 points.
Few
they
bonus
are-
points.
Absolutely. They are contesting it. I mean, Heathens beat Hippos in the return leg at Chadron by just 7 points. 7-0.
Pirates almost failed to get a bonus point against Walukuba.
Oh, yes.
In Ginger. Almost. To the extent that win, players didn't feel it. I'm sure that's like the worst game for most of the Pirates players. Musa, you were not there.
Boss, I was there. I was there. I hope this is a safe space.
I mean,
Self-specific.
According to our timer, we didn't play 80 minutes. Was short, but still.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There was that. I was there. I was in Ginger. There was that fiasco.
That was the public holiday game, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Women's Day. It was the public holiday game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a midweek fixture. Yes.
And there was also some refereeing issues. It was an emotional game, but they got the win and bonus point.
Okay.
Edwin, tell me, how was the season? There's some season, I think, was it 2018?
Yes.
Or there's one you didn't watch most games because of school, I think.
Yeah. There's school and work.
Yeah.
It was just so you had school. I think I won't say how old I was at the time of the year, but there was a time of school you couldn't watch anything unless it was on TV. Now you can watch on TV, and then also work would interrupt. But this season, at least, even when I would not be able to watch a game, I would try and catch the game that was online, either on NBA Sports or
even the highlights.
Yeah, all the highlights as well. Yeah, for me, I think one of the standout games, as Brian mentioned, was Buffalo's Heathens. I watched that game, and my Buffaloes came. Actually, if that referee had not blown that whistle, I don't know how the game would have been. Yeah, on the forward pass, the knock-on advantage. Yeah. Oh my God. Even that penalty try that Heathens got, legitimate penalty try. Yeah, you could see we used the forwards, but even then, Buffaloes towards the end missed 2 kickable penalties, which means they could have actually even won the game at that point.
Even the kick at full time by Sebu.
Yeah. So then another fixture, the first leg fixture of Rams and Impis, where Impis won, I think 24-21 or something around that.
24-22, I think.
Yes. I watched that game also.
Is that the game where Coach Lumo was complaining about?
No, that was the second leg.
Derby shouldn't be referred like that.
No, that was the second leg.
Okay.
That was the second leg when it was, I think, really, really muddy. But this first leg was serene conditions, and man, Rams came for blood. Michael Karyang was playing, Henry Sekui was playing, this Opeleni guy was also on fire, but Impis managed to come out clean on that one, and even Rams had really put a strong challenge. Very unfortunate they're being relegated, but it's just part of rugby, so they'll have to deal with that.
Okay, and I'll go straight into the main game, which to me is the game of the season, the title decider. Hobbs hosting Pirates at Legends, final game of the season. Musa, you didn't. Did you train in that week? Okay, you did make it to the lineup for maybe your reasons, but I met you before the game and we were hyped up, trusting the boys. You felt a win in you, and you were playing about it, and indeed it came to pass. Tell me, how was that game? How was the play in the game? And also tell me the standout plays in the game, plus the maybe your standout player.
Before the D-Day, during the week, we sat down as a team and decided that we have one job to do. The job was to go back to KP with the trophy.
Right.
We either win or steal it.
Your bandits.
Interesting.
As Pirates. Then there was that movie of shifting the time.
Is that the Amini Akiboa thing?
So there was a timing.
Don't get it,
There was
don't
change in
come back.
timing from 2:30 to 4.
3.
Made it perfect for Pirates because as Pirates we like to party in the dark.
Yeah.
You can't party when you're looking for work.
Yeah.
You party in the dark.
Okay.
So that favored us.
So
I
if
just knew.
if the fixture was earlier on, you would have lost.
No,
Yeah.
everything. You see, when something is going to move your way,
Yeah.
You can see the
you
signs.
see, everything is moving towards you. How you eat. You see, someone sends you 20k. 20k.
Your palms are itching.
But you need some airtime. Okay.
Good fortune.
So now they started flipping the timing. What? Or like perfect.
These are the
Right.
signs.
By 7, Dunda. We looked at our first leg mistakes, and the coach Marvin and the leadership team.
Yeah.
Coach Marvin and the leadership team sat down and came up with a plan that will help the team achieve the goal. And yes, I trained and I never made the team for technical reasons and personal reasons. Yes, I got some injury. I think I suffered that injury way before Heathens game and kept on getting harder for me to even run. But then with the way Cobs is set up, their line of attack is through running forward.
Right.
And this depends on the number 9 and the number 10. Usually, for them to be too efficient, it has to come from the number 10. So they hit out wide. And for us to make it work, we went back to our 2-4-2. A 2-4-2 formation is a formation for forwards. You have 2 forwards out wide, you have 2
4 in the middle.
others out wide, then 4 in the middle.
Yeah.
Usually the bigger boys.
And
So yeah, we looked at it. When we have the ball, that's our formation. But then if we don't have the ball, what's our formation? So Coach Marvin came up with a plan, and it worked. If I doubt there is a team in Uganda that has used a 1-3-2. It's a 1-3-2-2 formation, where you have one forward out wide supporting the back line. On the D-Day, it was Alex, number 8. Then the big boys, the 3. Then you have 2 boys. You have Nathan and Ziwa. Then you have the 2 out.
Yeah.
You have the 2 out was Ziwa and Gongodio. Then these 2 were Nathan and Desire, or Dexy.
Yeah.
Sometimes Desire was moving with the big boys,
Yeah.
or Dexy. One of the 2 would keep switching. So it worked out well. In that formation, it's very hard to attack a team if they are very organized. And after the game, someone was talking about Cobs being useless on the day, and I disagree, because Cobs played very nice rugby, but Pirates had
A better formation.
the players who could execute the game plan, the right players. That's why you if you look at the lineup, you'd see much as Umar has been playing lock the whole season, was coming on as a prop.
Yeah.
So you have weight and speed. Weight and speed. What do the Cobs have? The Cobs. So with the way the Pirates were defending and attacking, it forced the Cobs number 10 play out of position. In that most times you would either be behind the forwards, or the forwards were getting the ball from the number 9, and that's not. It doesn't make them that the most lethal team on the day. Also, their body language. They came on, they warm up. They had a feeling that it reminds me of some time back when we played Rhinos and we lost 3-0. Honestly, man, we came on knowing that we're going to beat these guys. But
You thought it was already done.
things jam. But yeah, and on my players of the day, I think Nathan, I have not seen or watched a derby where we have 90% lineouts right in a long time.
I've remembered you. There's even a space
Especially
you
from the
complained
hooker.
about.
Good throws.
Regardless of whoever is throwing,
Yeah.
lineouts just it shows so much. Which means if we have good lineouts on a derby, most times the people that play these derbies are the guys that represent the country. And as a country, we suffer from that area.
Yeah.
So if we had 90% from Nathan, I think he should be starting for the national team. Open play was good. He turned over 2 balls.
Yeah.
He carried balls. He tackled. There's a time Pius almost broke the line.
Yeah.
He chopped him down. So Nathan for me. Ivan.
Yeah.
Ivan. Game reading, organization,
Good boot.
the boot and leadership. Then desire.
Yeah.
Desire, you see in the 2-4-2 or 1-3-3-1 formation, usually there is a connector. Desire has never played a connector role before. This time he played it well and executed very well. If he couldn't make that pass, he would take the ball in. That's why you found that Pirates had very few knock-ons. I don't remember any knock-ons. Everything was on point, though whenever they got to the 5, they would mess it up.
Right, because if I remember very well, it's the number of penalties that Pirates gave away should be less than 3.
Yeah,
It was actually 1.
They were there, but they were
minimal.
we don't even remember given at the time when the game was long gone.
Exactly.
there
And
were
even
many
then, like,
penalties in the second half.
Deep inside the
So
Cobs half.
you
So
would
Yeah.
you would
They wouldn't do
basically
much.
say it was much as it was a Pirates day. They did the basics right
They did
while
the-
executing their plan, their game plan very well.
Yes, but I believe if they were more lethal, Cobs was supposed to get Mukono
what's Mukono in rugby?
50 points plus. 50 points
Half a
plus.
century.
Musa mentioned something about a connector, and it brought back my memories of physics. I don't know if connector is there in electricity, but one place you can come to without problems of electricity is the Federal Uni B&B. There are 10 self-contained rooms with kitchens on either floor to help you fix up a meal. As Dungo always says, greens don't win scrums. So if you're a big boy of Pirates, we in charge people. Please, after you have partied like a pirate, please come and check out the facilities here. As I said, power backup system of power. You will not have any shutdown of electricity. Very strong Wi-Fi connection. A chef to cater for your every needs. Pick up from on to the entire airport can be arranged for you. Please check out the details in the banner below. I think there might be a promo code, which is we are in charge or party like a pirate. So please do reach out to the number below or reach out to me on the Twitter DM. My DMs are a little bit dry, and we make your stay a memorable one.
Thank you. Brian, back to you. I understand you're always keen on game days because of your duties, and normally, even after the game when we talk, you're telling me how this play should have been like this. Maybe someone ghosted. You were at the game
Yes, I
live.
was.
Tell me, how was the gameplay? And also talk about the Pirates' dominance almost the whole game, except for a few minutes in the second half. but still late because the hosts were 9 down. Tell me.
Thank you, Bruno. Well, I've been in almost an identical situation like that at the same ground, same teams playing. And this time, I think 2019, when Pirates overran Cobs and Heathens got the chance to win the title. At that time, I think even last weekend, the same situation was that Pirates had a very good start. I remember sharing it with a couple of colleagues on the day, and I'm like, if Pirates gets ahead of Cobs in the first 5 minutes, it is a wrap. Because the general consensus, what was building in the rugby community was Cobs were the slight favorites.
Yeah. Even in the championship articles.
Oh yes, yeah. They were. I mean, so Paris didn't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
They were playing away. They're playing a team in form. So it's usually those kind of things that make you think it can go the other way.
Right.
I told them, I said, if Pirates gets ahead of Cobs in the fight, because you could see the momentum in their camp. They were sort of, fighting for every inch, and everyone was counting them out.
Right.
But the belief, when they beat Heathens at Chadondo, I think that's when they properly switched on now.
Home and away.
Yes. First leave even the first round fixture. When they beat Heathens at Chadondo, in those conditions that you could say Heathens always plays in,
Yeah.
I think that's when they properly switched on. So here they were at Legends, a team they have played, beaten, not as most times as they have beaten Heathens.
Yeah.
Perfect conditions, there is a trophy on the line. I mean, what's there to lose? They had everything to lose, but they had the best start. And to me, the crucial players in the game, somehow they are connected to the first fixture. One is Desire, the other is Ivan.
Yeah.
Desire was supposed to start the first leg, but he came late.
Yeah. Work.
Yes, and by the time he came on, scored, I think, the last Pirates try.
Yeah.
Pirates were already up against it, and they couldn't do anything. Then Ivan, of course, many people would remember the I think 3 or 4 penalties that Pirates had, and
Chose to go for line.
exactly chose to go for touch. Many people have said go for points. It's a big fixture. Just keep the scoreboard ticking. You never know. And how fate has it that those players flipped the coin and were the most key players on this fixture. Ivan's game decision was on point. Those first penalties, the kicking, I think he had 100% kicking.
Yeah.
If-
505. Yeah.
Yes, the decision making, telling his charges, even when he would, kick a 50-22, tell his boys, calm down, let's keep continuing what we are doing. So it was the absolute proper fly half he needed to be. Guided his team. He kicked territory. He kicked for posts, and then Desire was like a man possessed. No, and I was worried. For like 10-15 minutes into the game, the collisions that were happening.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I thought someone was going to break their hand or something, and we got to know later that Desire popped his shoulder, but no one literally knew.
Yeah.
And he did usually what he does for the sevens, carrying the ball into contact, and he did it absolutely well.
Right.
He was all over the pitch. I mean, look at that box kick from Conrad. Who of all people, of all the runners, that Pirates has, who would have thought Desire would be the one to chase it down? That shows someone who is game alert.
Yeah.
He's watching the play. He's watching his scrum half. He's watching, the defense is not there. Give it a shot. And he beat one of the Cobs players. He beat for pace was the winger.
Semwami.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was alert the whole day, and he did everything, he had to do. So those players, Ivan and Desire, stood out the most for me.
Edwin. You've been watching highlights since Saturday.
Mm.
Even today, I bumped into you still watching
Watching.
that Isaiah try, plus also Timothy Dong's try.
Yes.
What do you think is or was Cobb's weak link? Because this, to me, I still feel like a game between Cobbs and Pirates is a big fixture.
Yeah.
Even way better than Cobbs and Heathens right now. The hype, the hype inclusive. Last season, okay, the other season, Cobbs lost to Pirates home and away. And just when they got a win at KPA, we thought maybe they're coming for Pirates, even at Legends. What do you think is Cobb's weak link or weakness during the games against Pirates?
I always say this, it sounds a little bit mean, but
Yeah.
I feel like Pirates can wake up one day and say they'll beat Cobbs and they'll do it. I've said it, this is not the first time I'm saying it, so
Okay.
I feel like they have that in their system. And also Cobbs on any day when they wake up, they when they beat Pirates, they totally dominate them. Like they do not allow Pirates any room for breathing. It may appear close on the scoreboard, but they will dominate them.
Right.
When was that?
Look at
When was the last time they
Musa,
did
what
that?
no, look at
When
the
was the
first
last
leg.
time
Look at
they-
the first leg.
They dominated Pirates.
Yes.
Do you
I
know
do
why?
believe they
Do you
did.
know why?
Yeah.
We found the cheat code,
No.
and it's
but-
illegal.
No. Which cheat code now?
They have it in the scrums. You make research.
have allowed the dominated
Hey,
No.
they have it. They have it. They have it.
Why I say
Drive
the
the
first
scrum
leg.
up.
In the scrum there's a cheat code
Why
they use,
I
but
say
we know
why I
it.
say that in the first leg they dominated is because you see at the end of the day, for all your territory, your possession, you came out short. And for them to have finished you with I think a 19-year-old who came on to replace Ijogat, who also came a little bit late because of work commitments. They played with a makeshift 9. That was Josiah Sempeke, who eventually now owned the role of number 9 going into other games. Lawrence Wakabi, who had not yet been in the season, apart from that game, I think, against Mongas
I was.
and Hippos.
I was in the season.
Yeah.
I was.
No, I'm saying Wakabi. Yeah. So like everything was on paper for Pirates, but I don't know for one reason, you just couldn't. Even the collusions, Cobbs dominated the collusions.
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
It's very unfair to compare the Pirates that played on Saturday to the Pirates that.
And that's why
The first leg.
I'm coming to the second leg.
Regardless,
Yeah.
one, we didn't have the midfield combination. Most
Yeah.
times, a team that wins the championship must have a good combination in the midfield. The midfield are the centers. There is even World Cup. If you don't have good midfielders there, it's nothing. You'll never achieve. Here we were gambling. We realized that here and there. Also, we didn't have some players. Injuries. By the way,
Musa,
I'm
just
cooking.
say you are beaten.
I'm cooking.
Well, I'm saying I allowed, but
so that's what I'm saying.
it's very unfair.
Dominated the
Yeah,
It's
first leg.
unfair to compare those
They
guys.
dominated the
Then.
first leg, and why I say dominated is because they knew where to pass,
Yeah.
and they did the little things right. Even when Pirates scored first, they slowly came back into the game. Even when Atrinda was a problem for them, Adrian decided to put on his jet boots where he would break through the line and just unleash Karim to score. So for me, in the first leg, I do believe Cobbs was dominant, irrespective. Now, when you come to the second leg, it was okay. From my body language reading, I'm not an expert, but I could see it was very critical for me when I saw Cobbs run onto the field. Usually, they don't show that energy and gusto when their song comes on.
Yeah.
But the fact that they run onto the field as like, okay, these guys have come for business. Like they have come to finish this game as soon as possible and kill it at that point. But now I want to go back to what you two guys said. One, let me start with what Brian said. Brian talked about the Heathens game, Pirates Heathens. I think that game was the key changer in the season of Pirates because it gave them this hope. Everyone, I remember, even I think Sama, my guy Raymond, when they tweeted that when it had rained that morning, were like, Pirates is finished. Even the time when Pirates lost the game to Cubs in the 2021 season, it rained, remember? And they never had their sevens players, but still the conditions were bad and they lost 15-5. I didn't finish. So when Cubs came on running onto the field, I was like, okay, you know what? And you know how One Blood goes, would have played it, but copyright, they may turn down this video. So, but you know, they came on the field running and I was like, we are in for a fixture. And now back to what Musa said. Where Cubs dominates the most is when they have a carrying 10 who slots in the forwards. So the forwards run off the 10. Now that is something very critical in Cubs attack because it gives them enough time to run and dominate the collisions. However much the ruck is here and the guy makes a collision around there, he will still have enough momentum to do what? To break the gain line. And that was very, very critical with how Cubs dominate the collisions. Even the Heathens game, even first leg, that's how they usually play. That was a little bit missing in this one particularly. They had their moments, but it also seems that from the point of when we always had that debate of why is Sydney playing lock, even if he's a lock, also one of those guys. Please give me Nigos, I'm sorry. I was one of those guys and I was like, aren't you going to destabilize the scrum because of this? And Cubs is a dominant team, but it eventually worked out. I think what happened was that when the collisions, Pirates managed to withstand the collisions very, very well, much better than expected. There was not any clear break. And then also what Musa is saying about the center pairing. At the time, Pirates was using a makeshift center pairing because of injuries and whatever. But now the second leg, if you noticed, the channel where Casito was passing in the first leg had been kind of shut down. And to show the determination in the center pairing was that at one point when Casito was trying to break the line, Massa jumped and just grabbed his waist. And in doing so, Casito had to do the diving pass to Massa on the wing, and then he was eventually taken out, I think, by Aturinda on the wing. But it goes to show that, those particular areas that Cubs used to dominate Pirates were now changed. It was now a 50-50, or in most instances, Pirates was now dominating. Then another thing that I said I want to brag about being a prophet, box kicks. I mentioned it on the Twitter space in the build up to that thing. The box kicks were very important. For every box kick that Wanyama kicked out, I think he kicked out 3 straight. The others were very good because they put Cubs now on the back foot and they were forcing them to start the attack again. And now with Pirates' press, they were able to withstand the pressure of the collision. So even that pressure that Cubs usually would give in games of this nature where they would dominate the collisions off the 9, off the 10, that had been now held up very well by Pirates. And now also in those box kicks moments, there came the mistakes. So if you go to the first try, let's even first off with the first try. Let's start with the penalties. The penalties, the first penalty was a high tackle in contact, high tackle, 3 points. Then another one, I think there was an accidental offside on the rack, another 3 points, by Chodu. So you could see all that build up, 9-0, now puts the scoreboard and comes in a position where they had to come back in the second half to try and score. Aredo missed the kick as well in the first half, a little bit halfway, but towards the halfway line, but accuracy was missing. Went wide. So now in the second half, Cubs actually started better. They played very well in the first 5 minutes of the second half, and then this is where the problem started from. So when you had the line out, a carry by Pirates, and then after Wanyama clears his line, and then Maso came on as a sub for Mukwaya, and when Maso got the ball, he had a lot of space on the side to pass to Adrian and initiate another line of attack. But now what he did is that he went back to nearly where the ball was kicked from. So in doing so, all the Cubs players who had initially had to backtrack were now put at a disadvantage that they had to come round to rack him through the gate. And in doing so, Atrinda steals the ball, breaks a tackle, and
was it the rack? Was it Chivumbi?
Chivumbi
a little bit because Maso tried to fight the tackle of Didi, Chivumbi was unable to get the positioning right
Actually,
on the rack.
trying to fight that tackle of Didi,
Yes.
he fell on his back with the ball up.
Yeah.
So it was very easy for Alex.
Yeah,
to
so
really
Alex
come
just ripped that ball off no rack, just ripped the ball and then managed to break the line. And now that's where the pandemonium starts, because even when you compare, Pirates usually on the break, when given an opportunity to counter, they are very lethal because they get the mismatches very, very easy.
Right.
And when Ivan has that slight hesitation to pass, he's usually people complain about it, that pass the ball, but he's eliminating
looking for it.
defenders.
Yeah.
He's eliminating defenders who are in front of him.
Yeah.
So at that point, when Adrian Casito, obviously knowing his guy of sevens, he puts Alex down. And then in that phase of play, you have nearly 9 Cobs players at the rack, or in that sequence of the rack, in between where the line out is thrown and where the last man at 15 stands. So there were nearly 9 players, and rugby is 15.
Yeah.
So at that point, when Wanyama skips Ziwa, he gives the ball to Ivan. Gives the ball to Ivan. Ivan had Desire on his inside, and then he had Kawagambi on his outside. I think your formation now comes into play here, where you have 2 forwards in the middle. So what he does is that he dummies Desire, and that takes off one defender out of the game. It takes him out of the game because he's anticipating the hit, and then the players on this other side of the wing are now under pressure to make a commitment. That's what forces Chimono to run to try to tackle Kisiga, and the offload happens. Dexy played sevens, and what happens? The rest
Just
is
committed.
just simple commit and pass. And if you look at the 2018 game, the try appears to be similar. When Desire, after his Odong carried, and then Desire gets the ball.
Kisiga who finished it off.
Yeah, then Kisiga finished the try, but you could see it was similar, because even on the outside, Kisiga had lots of room to pass, but he went for the dummy and went through. And when Kisiga runs like that, there is no stopping him. And then the second try as well, box kick, no one chasing, and at that point, I think the game was done and dusted. Cobs managed to score a try, but that was just to put some on the scoreboard. But I think they'll need to go back on the drawing board, particularly how to be able to play to their key strengths to dominate Pirates.
Cobb scored a try and Alex at Rinda was dancing.
Shows how bad it was.
But he knew it was time.
Musa, before I come to you, I feel like there's something that has not been analyzed well when it comes to this game. Brian, you've talked it over and over again about how the Heathens' dominance, the recent one, was because most of their players had played together for a long time. Now, it gets me to this question of clubs in the top flights, if they are benefiting from their feeder clubs, because this Pirates team, that even when you look at the 40-man squad, we have almost the half of the team being boys that have come from Sailors. Every season, almost every game I watched, our game against Mongers, I was seated with Ruben and he was asking me, who is that pro? Patrick Kawa. And I was telling him, that's a guy that graduated from Sailors to Pirates mid-season, but he's executing very well. Hassan Kulubia, he played a few games, but that's a bad guy when it comes to number 10. Which brings me to a question of, because now this is a team that Coach Bobby himself, when he was becoming coach of Pirates, he came with the boys that he had trained in Sailors, which was the class of the Seagars. Now there is this class of the Arnold, Sydney, Ziwa, Moses Oreni.
Yeah.
These are boys who, and many more, who came from Sailors at the same time. And they're dominating. Moses Ziwa had tackles, no fear.
Yeah.
Not even a 90s kid. a boy that is born in 2000.
He was born in 2000.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can
You must be
imagine.
feeling very old.
I feel like Pirates are gaining more from their feeder club, new blood, young blood, who know what to do. And to me, some clubs are suffering old age and they can't keep up to the end. Yes, I'm saying it. I was trying to remember the last Cobs player that came from Oaks. I couldn't remember past Chimboa. What do you think about this club thing and feeder clubs? Because your club, you're a Heathens fan,
Yeah.
has benefited more from Buffaloes than
Buffaloes.
Stallions.
Oh, yes, I mean you have the answer right in your question. I mean it's this is not just even about rugby, it's about sport and especially team sport. The moment you don't have proper recruitment, and I'll give this up to Pirates. Anyone who is involved in rugby will know that Pirates, this winning season hasn't just started beginning of the season or last season. This winning thing has been building.
Yeah.
And one thing you can credit Pirates is they have proper recruitment. Now that one they do it very well. You've heard stories of how Etiquette, just watches schools rugby. When he was, I don't know if he's still coach of Budo, but he watches kids playing and immediately his mind is made up and he goes and talks to the kid, talks to the people around the kid and say, this is the path for you.
Up to when you finish school.
Absolutely. Yeah. So if you have that recruitment, I mean, how are you not able to get the stars Pirates is getting?
Yeah.
And once you have that channel where people are coming in, the next is the structure. The structure is there. Sailors, Pirates, same team, same philosophy. They play the same rugby. Start them young in Sailors. This is how we play. Pirates, love the set piece so much because that allows them, to play their running rugby, scrums, lineouts. I mean, if a player even plays 2 seasons in Sailors, he already knows the basics. Once he's promoted to Pirates,
they train together, same training day.
All he has to do is get the butterflies out of him, and he'll be good to go. You talked about Moses Ziwa in Sydney, outstanding the whole season. Yeah. Of course, again, the talk in Pirates camp when the Sevens players were summoned, like, oh my God, not again. We are losing the most. How do we stop this? It has them worried. The union should, start probably summoning equal players per club. But these boys absolutely stepped up. Imagine beginning of the season when you told Pirates you won't have Alex, you won't have Desire. That's your back row. That's your probably your most efficient, line in the team. Yeah. But these boys did not look back. They took up that opportunity, and boy, oh boy, they were just stunning. They from the tackling, from those 2 boys for me were very critical when they were beating Heathens, Sydney and Moses, in defense, in attack. Sydney scoring that only try. So Pirates are doing very many things right, and one of them is recruitment. I think the best thing they are doing is recruitment. They're doing it very well. There are structures where the boys come and develop very well, and once they are promoted to the main team, the rest is just plays out itself.
Musa, do you think most clubs in the league are not making better use of the feeder clubs? What's your take about it?
Uganda
Considering all teams have, including Buffaloes, they now have Bison.
Ugandan rugby, as a player, look at convenience, reward. You look at game time, and being acceptance. Yeah. You find that some teams or some clubs are suffering because they don't have those for those players. Yeah. In Pirates, we accept these players. They become part of Pirates. We don't call them sailors when we're training.
The culture there.
They are part of us. From doing that, we reward them. Yeah. If you work hard, you get rewarded. There's a list of so many players that can get into the 40-man squad. Yeah. And you can't only have Waziz.
Yeah.
That's why I think management is going to plan something, and 7 players will be 7 players, 15s, because we have a big pool of players. We have about 100 sailors kids. Why?
Wow.
Because they want to go where they're accepted.
You just
If you go
promise
to a
them
place where
niggles.
you appreciated, people. Anyway, as long as you're appreciated, you keep going back.
Yeah.
That's why they keep going back. However much the distance may be an issue, transport and all that, but you reward it, then we recognize them like, boss, you're our guy. After the games, you sit down with the boys. Those are small things that pick up these boys' mentors.
Yeah.
Also, when they get to play, for instance, the last the Cubs game, yes, we considered a try,
Yeah.
but you know what it meant for the players that came off the bench and just gave 1 minute or 2?
Yeah.
Boosted them so much that they can die for Pirates.
Yeah.
They are now playing for Marvin. They don't care about the minute as long as they don that jersey and had a minute on that pitch. So it's about the little things.
And the culture also, I'm part of sailors, so one of the cultures there.
You're among the 100 sailors boys.
No, 40. The culture there is for almost every sailor's boy, he has a mentor in Pirates team.
Oh, wow.
And they are always looking out for each other. What can I do? You played well, which I think we most need. But I'll drive to the bigger point. Banter. My God, what are you doing? I know you even kept some of the screenshots.
Man.
Bruno,
Guys have been getting receipts from 4 years.
You guys, man.
Bookmarks.
I want to know who your commander is on the TL. Because you guys,
These guys they are fighting guerrilla war. They are
you guys are, your trench warfare is like you know how to attack.
Yeah.
You first gave Heathens guys, then you gave Cubs guys.
In midweek, I told a friend that I was texting someone, the Pirates guy. I told him, you guys remember the movies of the US and Vietnamese?
Yes. Yeah.
Something about Pirates fans on Twitter, they're like the Vietnamese.
Yeah.
You think you've dealt with 10 of them, 20 more come.
Yeah.
They just
More
don't
receipts.
go away with receipts.
Yeah.
Very many
we have the
weapons.
Maje, boss. We are in charge.
And you know, their tweets,
We have the Maje.
their tweets are like 99% clickbait. They're always calling you like, someone puts a post and they are literally calling you to reply and they smash you.
Yeah.
You know? But they do it so well. They are ruthless.
No, the guys know how to attack you on the TL. Actually, you might be a guy on your tweets. You get 100 views or whatever when you check your Twitter activity. But where Pirate is giving you find your tweet has 12k views. And you check Raymond, I'm sure his tweet has 12k views, and they are giving him.
His notifications have been Pirates.
He thought he was a one-man army.
These things you just need to stay away from the TL. As I always say, as Julius Malema says, Twitter streets can be very rough. If you can't handle, stay away.
Yeah, true.
So just stay away. Me, I had my fair share when I gave smack on the treble.
Yeah.
I enjoyed myself,
Yeah.
but the good, Namilyango lost the schools league final to Budo.
Yeah.
And
In Barra.
yeah, the good thing is that Pirates Cubs is still simmering, so I've survived. But the next time Namilyango loses, I'm
They
sure
will
those
come for
smacks
you.
will come for me. So
They are receipts as well.
I'm ready. But also us, having been victims of this phase of banter, we are going to keep you Pirates, guys. And
Time will
some
come.
things have been
Time
said
will
about it, so time will come. I also have my meme bank ready to deploy.
Brian, I saw you talk about emotional intelligence on streets of
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yes.
EQ.
Very tough. I mean, you could see the tweets. I mean, once these Pirates guys, they're very good people when they don't have data. When they load data,
But it's our internet.
yeah, I understand. They are ruthless. So
Down.
emotional intelligence, especially those tweets, banter tweets. Know what to say, know when to respond. Sometimes look through a post and let it go. Because there are some posts you see, I mean, fine, they're enjoying their time, they won, they were down, many people doubted them, and they're on their peak now, so they're having their time. Let them have it. Some of the tweets they put out, they're a bit, maybe you could say borderline, let it pass. Yeah, let it pass. No, look at the post and know, even if you're responding, what am I responding? Am I joining in on a banter? Am I attacking the person that now it will, come back to me? So yeah, just go through it and manage it better.
Do you think some people are becoming emotional, Musa? Or we don't care, we're in charge?
Has to cry. we have doctors in Pirates. We have players that are doctors. We can work on them. We can bring their issues and we take care. Anyway, I wanted to respond to what Council Edwin talked about. The Pirates game changer. I think the game against Impis away, when we unleashed our new kit, was a game changer for us.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It showed the players that, boss, you have fans, and the fans came through on Saturday. So there is no way the players were willing to die for those fans.
All right.
The Brunos were there. I was there with the drum. The bells were there.
Let me tell you a group of fans we had. We had Pirates fans. Then we had Eagles fans. We had Smack fans. Holiday makers, all these young kiddos like Pirates. Our stands were on fire. But I'll go to the last question because we are running out of daylight. 2 questions for you. Your favorite player of the season? It runs across clubs. 1, okay, 2.
I want to be biased.
Yeah.
I cannot go out of here without mentioning the Supreme Leader.
Okay.
Ivan Kanindo Magomo.
I am 10.
Ivan Magomo. Yes, Pius has had a good season, but I haven't watched the games. Also, I believe, I don't want to insult his hard work.
Yeah.
Most times, I don't know how many tries he scored against organized defenses like Heathens, Pirates, Ginger Hippos. I don't know how many he did against such organized defenses or Buffaloes. But in my number 2, I would give it to Didi.
80-min pro.
Didi has, even that Saturday game, Didi was making the right tackles with his size. Didi is the best defender in Uganda. Sorry to say this. Sorry to my son, Ziwa. I know you'll be watching, but sorry to my son, but Didi is the best defender in Uganda.
Okay.
For me.
For you, yeah.
It's my opinion. If you're hurt, man, that's your shit. That's your shit.
Your best
To me,
your best club of the season, of course, champions, right?
the best club, I think there's only one club in Uganda right now. The rest, we shall talk about them after June.
When they're in charge.
After June, after the matters have died, we have burnt them, the heroes have gone, then we can think about you guys. For now,
Not until another competition
Brian,
starts.
your
Nothing
favorite
else.
player of the
My,
season?
you say 2.
Okay, mention 2.
I'll pick one from my team. I'll pick Sebliba.
Okay.
The slightest chance Heathens had to win the league this season, I think it was because of him.
Yeah.
That
In the absence of Aaron.
yes, yeah. I watched them away against Mongas. He was absolutely unplayable in Heathens getting
Scored a
the
hat-trick,
bonus.
right?
Yes, a hat trick. Dug Heathens out of the hole against Buffaloes.
Yeah.
Even very many other games, he was unplayable. Sometimes
Your second?
shifting to loose forward, and then the second I would have to choose between Sydney and Moses. I don't know who to choose, but because Sydney has had a bit of experience, I would choose Moses.
Okay.
Thrust into the limelight, but he played like he has played for 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah. Team of the season, painfully, Pirates. I mean, Why? How could I choose any other? But yeah, they are the team
By
of
the
the
way,
season.
guys, you're not allowed to choose another team apart from Pirates.
You
You can
Wait
post
for my
it on your
choice.
page, but not here.
Tell us.
No, for me,
The two players.
my two players, Ruben always makes fun that I'm now a prop, so I'm now going to choose a prop. I'll go for Santos Senteza. I felt he was a very solid prop.
Played so many minutes.
He played very many minutes. He dominated collisions when necessary, and he won a few man of the match awards. I think he won one. Pagayas actually scored 3 tries against Hippos in Ginger. FYI.
No, I didn't know. That's why I cannot put him in my team. I
Then
didn't
maybe
know.
other shout outs for players. I believe Ivan did well. Pius as well. Henry, Aredo. But my second player I would pick would be a rare one. Drum roll, Taufik Bagarana.
Yeah.
Yes,
Boy,
I'll
that
pick
guy,
that guy.
boy.
I'll not lie.
He breaks
I
legs
think
easily.
the only Ginger Hippos game I've watched is which one? Actually, if you look back in hindsight, I may not have watched the Ginger Hippos game this season. Maybe the Heathens game where Heathens won by 10 points.
Yeah.
By 7.
Yes, but the guy, people started badly the season, and then they consistently picked up, and he was marshalling the guys when the 12s were Timothy Mugisha were out for 7s, whatever. When Ochen was injured, the guy was the one who was consistently. I just really hope that the national team now, I would actually say that since we're now starting a new phase after a World Cup year, the guys who have played in the league and have showed that they can, let them throw them in. They suffer like how the 7s guys stood up from when they were losing to Wales, and now they can beat some teams. I want the guy. Some teams.
Say, name and shame.
Beat the European champions, Italy.
I'll get to
Then
this.
maybe my team of the season,
Oh, your team, yeah.
I'll just go underdog and I'll just say Walokuva. Everyone had written them off. We all knew that they were going to go down. Their coach had a plan. The coach used to always appear on our spaces explaining what his plan was. He would say that, look, for me, my team, I want them to learn that you can't do this in Iraq. That eagerness of being in a new league, where such behaviors of being offside, stamping on players, yellow card offenses always come in at that point. They phased that rugby out and they started playing key rugby. And the fact that they beat Impis at home, testament to their good season they've had.
My two players, I'll go for Moses Zua, Victor Rose, and then I also go for Henry Sekouye. He did well with his boots, especially in the short-lived and beaten run.
Yeah,
it was massive. And of course, as a person also in charge, my favorite club will be, or team will be, the Pirates, with a soft spot for Impis and Walukua. And as we finish, on Saturday at Shadondo, there is a Rotary Rugby Girl Child project. There will be some rugby games for the ladies. It's a project that is destined to ending gender-based violence. I think it's the Rotary Club of Kisugu with some good partners in there. It's on Saturday. The gates will be opened at 8. It's for the betterment of the girl child. So please attend, be entertained. Good rugby by the ladies. I understand most of, if not all, the rugby teams on the ladies' side will be participating. I guess that will be it. Musa, I know.
No. I wanted to pose a question to everyone here. When you look at the top prize scorers or the top point scorers, you find that it's dominated by kickers. Has the league gone bad? Do we concede so many penalties? Or there are new structures and the plays are so hard for the wingers to execute? Or we don't have wingers?
Mix of both.
But you talked about discipline. I think the discipline has been very bad. I personally think the high tackle count is very high.
It's very bad.
Yes, very bad.
For that reason, there is a game. I think it was Rams. I don't know against which team, but it was at Graveyard.
Yes, that was a dirty game.
The
Yeah.
team got
Yes.
6 yellow cards.
So I think there's recklessness in tackling.
With such a reason, as a person who understands those inner technical things, it makes it so easy for Ziwa to walk into the national team because he's a good tackler.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
Wait and see.
Who do you think should make the national team?
Back row?
No,
Start 1 to 15,
the new boys.
The
Who
new
do you
boys.
think should be part of the squad?
Sydney should be there. Should be in the establishment. Moses Ziwa should be. Taufik hasn't played 15s before for the national
Yes.
team. Yes. No, I don't think he has.
I think he went
it
to
was
France.
Maxwell Obonga.
Oh, he has gone to France, I think.
I
No,
don't
he
think he
didn't.
was.
Mugisha took his number. Yes.
And then Maxwell Obonga also. So I think Taufik should get a slot in at 12. Though I feel Chimono still has.
Man,
He
yeah.
showed this season that he could still play 12 very, very well.
Also for the new boys, I don't think he might be ready yet, but if there is any space for him to be groomed, I think Gift Walker should go there.
Yeah,
Just-
under 20 guy. Yes.
You guys, you need
Yeah.
to stop this thing of joking around the national team.
No. That's why I issued a disclaimer. I said I don't think he's ready yet.
The man has the name of
But
Korash.
just
Just his chance.
He can manage.
Let him first learn,
Yeah.
and that's there's a time your account on Twitter talked about the number 10s in Uganda.
Yeah.
People were just falling on Magom. Guys, some people just disrespect people, but to play number 10, you can't just come. Also to play number what Pius plays or what Chimono plays.
Yeah.
Some fools were just sorry to use this. Some guys were just attacking Chimono.
Yeah.
But Chimono was if okay, that is if. Cobbs was to win was past tense, but they can't now.
You have to emphasize.
Yes, if Cobbs was to win that game, Chimono was the man of the match.
Yeah.
No other player played better rugby than him. From Cobbs, even Pius, he was out of ideas. Every time he tried to get the ball chopped, down.
Those
Michael also operated.
friend.
Also the new boys. Again, Musa might water me down.
Yeah.
Daniel Katerega, scrum half, Buffaloes.
Yeah, that guy, he was a punisher, especially that Heathens game when he came on.
Yeah.
I may be confusing him with Katumba because they are two.
No, it's Katerega.
It's Katerega. Oh, okay, Kale. Yeah, so Katerega also he played well in that game. He actually was making all those Heathens guys. Actually, that game of that Buffalo's Heathens game
Even when
scared me the
2K
most.
was out.
There's the Hippos number 21, the number 9.
Is it Aziz?
Leave Aziz.
Nedi Mapesa.
That guy.
Brilliant.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Wait for
Off
them.
the
They're
bench,
retaining sevens. I'm saying it now. I wanna be a prophet. They're retaining sevens.
For real?
this gentleman has problems, by the
They are
way.
retaining.
You bet with him.
Boss,
We bet.
there's a new government. I don't bet. I'm Muslim, so I don't bet.
Let's bet.
I feel like Pirates will do anything.
Not feeling we are taking everything.
And we
As
are
things
making,
organized,
I'll say it here. We are making a major return. There is a key player.
Treble.
No. There is a star player
Uh,
who is making a return. Guys, will be amazed.
all of them are coming, by the way. Some also called me yesterday.
We are cooking. Also, what we are cooking as we end on Saturday, party like a pirate. Nigovic. Oh God, it will be a mad party. Come through, gates will be open at boat roasting is starting at 2 p.m. We have many games. We have also a family day out. We have some bouncing castles for the kids, so you can bring family members there. Man, it will be a mad party.
Edwin
Until
wants to
morning.
ask what time will Nigo start.
The trophy has to see a sunrise again.
Sunrise Cup, I'm playing.
Hey.
We are also getting daylight news.
Hey, Bruno, you forgot. Oh, Juko, I know Juko likes Dungu.
Hey.
Dungu likes
You are C.
Alien skin.
Alien skin. Eh.
The man will be in the house, man.
Hey,
Just come through. Hey, Alien skin will be present.
Well played, Musa. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Follow our social media pages: TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also on the audio platforms: Spotify,
Google Podcast and Apple.
Podcast
Yeah.
and Apple.
Okay.
Thank you. Till the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Fat Cats Rugby podcast, bringing you candid rugby conversations, great interviews and insights into Ugandan rugby, and a touch of rugby in Africa and the world over. Fat Cats Rugby podcast is a product of Fat Cats Media brand for all your audio-visual content needs and equipment hire. Hope you enjoy this episode. Thanks for listening in. Share with us your thoughts from today's episode, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.